with all that we've been talking about this evening, you can consider the idea of having that breath as the home base, as the place that you can go back to when you open the door and the room's awful crowded. Use the breath as home base. Find that place where you can go and in a few breaths change your energy, or at least make a dent in it. And as the practice evolves, that home base becomes the empty luminosity. That becomes your home base. I know there's a room in here somewhere, but as our practice deepens, and I'm sure many of you in this room have had the experience where the access to that maybe is around for a few days or longer. But it's like you open the door and the room is cluttered. A lot of things are happening in the mind, but you know that underneath all this is empty luminosity. Or you know that this is an expression of empty luminosity. So we start with a breath, but eventually our home base just becomes that awareness. It just becomes that awareness. And when we do these practices where we are looking at the mind directly, when we're looking at awareness directly, that's the training that we're doing. Is we're learning to see that. We're learning to see the room. And we're learning to bring that into our daily experience. And once that becomes more accessible, it doesn't mean the room doesn't get cluttered. It doesn't mean stuff doesn't go wrong. The room gets cluttered, things go wrong in that they don't go the way you want them to be. You haven't failed. Because when you look, you understand that your essential nature is always there. That the room, the spaciousness, the openness is always there. So we develop this capacity. We empty the cluttered room by simply changing our perspective. Boom. We let it go. Boom. Or in the words from Motown, boom shaka, boom shaka, boom shaka. Okay, I'll stop. Having technical challenges. I'm here but not on camera. Okay, thanks, Chris. Okay, so let's sit. And let's just work on our home base. Developing that and then moving up to, so we develop the samadhi and then we open up to the entirety of the body and then we look at awareness itself. So watching the breath where it's most comfortable and catching the very moment the in-breath begins, excuse me, through its entirety until the moment the in-breath ends. And catching the moment the exhalation begins through its entirety until the moment that it ends. So open your attention up to the entirety of the body. And feeling the breath, each breath disseminating throughout the entirety of the body. And just staying with this natural flow of breath and sensations. Really settling into the body, really settling into the experience of the body, of sensation, of breath. Letting go of what's ever in the mind and being with the physicality of this form, the sensations of this form. feeling the density, the heaviness in the body, the bones, the skeletal structure. But connecting with the flow of the breath within that, within the density of the form, connecting with the flow within that form. And keep coming back to that home base if you need to stabilize the mind, to deepen the concentration. But otherwise being with the entirety of this field of phenomena that's appearing and disappearing. The breath is always our anchor. So within this density there is a flow. Vibration, pulsating. life force. Can you sense how, while sitting here with the breath, you can manipulate that flow? You can work with that flow. Imagine as you breathe in, energy coming in and opening, expanding, feeling of expansiveness within the body, within the cells, within the structure. A sense of the breath doing that. And as you breathe out, a sense of letting go or a sense of emptying of form. Things releasing, unbinding. This field of vibration that we breathe into, that breathes into us. How can you imagine or visualize the space within this field of activity, an open spaciousness? And you sense the body being completely empty or hollow. And in each moment, things appearing and disappearing. Being fully and completely with each breath cycle as it occurs. Observing this phenomena happening within this open, spacious field. Coming back to the breath for an anchor. And for the last few minutes of the sit, just let go of any doing whatsoever. And rest in silence. Rest in stillness. May all beings live in peace. May all beings live in harmony. May all beings live in peace and harmony.